house mouse, known by its scientific name Mus Musculus, originated in the steppes of Asia and were transported around the world as humans moved to different locations. Mice belong to the order Rodentia, which consists of 1,700 species. Mice can be found in every type of terrestrial habitat and are crepuscular, meaning active around twilight. Mice are prolific breeders. Females tend to be attracted to dominant males with higher rates of urine marking and ultrasonic calling. Ultrasonic calling is like song singing, and females and males will sing to each other to indicate sexual receptivity. Females can produce up to 50 or more pups a year, with gestation lasting only 19 to 21 days. Females lick their pups to reduce stress, and those that do not receive this when they are young show a greater stress response in adulthood. Pups also risk death by infanticide within the first few days after birth. Mice reach sexual maturity between the ages of 5 to 6 weeks. At this time, most males leave in search of their own territory, although some choose to stay behind to be subordinate, waiting for an opportunity to take over as the dominant male. Mice build nests for shelter and protection from predators. The location of the nest depends on the area in which a mouse lives. Mice are creatures of habit and prefer to travel the same routes and paths. They are thigmotactic, which means they prefer to be up against a set boundary or wall. Boundaries are established by urine markings that can last up to 2 days. These contain information about age, sexual status, and individual identity of mice traveling those paths. Mice are notorious for foraging for food and mostly feed at night, where they consume 200 small meals, and daily they consume about 20% of their body weight. They are mostly omnivorous, but can occasionally consume insects. Mice use their large masseter jaw muscles and sharp incisor teeth to chew through hard nuts and seeds. Grooming is an important behavior for mice. They groom individually as well as in a group, which is called allogrooming. Allogrooming can be seen as a form of communication, used to strengthen social bonds, promote hygiene of their coats, and pass on important food preferences. Mice are good at adapting to many different environments. They are great climbers, jumpers, and swimmers. Many mice are commensal, which means they live in connection with humans but are often unnoticed by them. Not much is known about free-living or feral mice, and most of the information obtained about mice has been done so in a laboratory setting. Mice have been used in labs for over 300 years, but the first inbred mouse appeared 100 years ago, created by Clarence Cook Little at Harvard University to study the inheritance of coat color. Mice have been ideal for lab use due to short reproductive life cycles, short lifespans, and small body size, and they account for 85% of all animals used in research worldwide. In a study done by the Department of Laboratory Animal Science in the Netherlands, research found that housing male mice together in a lab setting increased aggressive behavior, which presents welfare issues. Aggression and inability to house certain male mice together may also affect the validity of experimental results. Lab mice can be more aggressive because of artificial selection or because intensive selective breeding has created genetically similar mice. This eliminates individuality and creates similar odor cues, which confuse the mice. This can lead to identity confusion, and mice might exhibit heightened aggressive behaviors. The lab environment is stressful for mice, as it is unpredictable for these creatures of habit. Even normal cage cleaning can be a source of disruption for the mice. Lab housing keeps mice from carrying out natural behaviors, and the lack of enrichment and the inability to carry out these behaviors has led to an increased aggression. Researchers found that aggression decreased in the mice when nesting material from an old cage was transferred to a new cage during cleaning. This nesting material is coated with pheromones from the mice and contains aggression-inhibiting factors. Overall, researchers from the Netherlands found criteria to reduce aggression in male lab mice. Mice should never be housed individually, as they are social creatures. The optimal housing conditions are 3 mice per cage. Material from nesting areas should be transported from old to new cages. Mice need to be provided environmental enrichment, and mice should be disturbed as little as possible. Welfare should be the ultimate concern for researchers when it comes to working with mice in the laboratory. The Netherlands researchers pointed out, there is a limit to the extent that we can adapt an animal to a captive environment. It may therefore be better to seek for possibilities to adapt the environment to its inhabitants rather than the other way around.